What's up, witches? It's me, Luna. When I got up this morning, it's March 5th, and I got up around 8:30, and it was 56 degrees and raining. So I opened my window. When I did my morning meditation stuff, I did it with my window wide open, taking in the petrichor, that smell of rain and the smell of damp woods. And it was such a joyful moment. Those are some things that I love so very much. And I hope for you today that you can find such a time, many of those moments of just pausing and loving what you love about life in the present moment, in the here and now. I'm here to do an unboxing for you today, and please stick around or skip to the end because I test drive every deck and you get a reading for the collective. And I will do my best for you. Today's deck is, I've kind of gone in backwards order with these, with Kay Steventon decks. This is actually the first one that she did, and this is the second one, and this is the third one, although this was the first one I had, then I got this one and this one. And I had a bit of a difficult time with this one, mostly with the just absolutely hideous borders, but also just kind of content and pictures didn't make for the greatest intuitive reading, but you can go look at that video if you want to know what I thought about it. This is the one we're looking at today, the first one she did, and I have already done my tape reinforcement because I got really bored one night. And this is the Spiral Tarot. Now, the latter two decks, you know, a lot of the time you'll see if an author or an artist works with a particular author, and they may do a deck or two or three together, and then suddenly you'll see one of them split off and do something all on their own. For instance, an artist works with an author, and then the artist puts out a deck and does the, you know, the writing as well. But she started off with just her, and then added Brian Clark for the last two. This is a US Games deck, as you can see by the Fool there. And I sigh. It's 1997. The 78 card Spiral Tarot deck imparts mythical imagery and explores the mysteries of the subconscious through ancient Celtic wisdom. So, and then we get the, you know, just the title on top here. All right. Beautiful double spiral on the back. That's very nice. The book is interesting. Look at how it almost has a square edge to it. So it's a chunky little white book. And as I said, 1997, that's when I was just starting to collect, you know. Anyway, the introduction. There are 78 cards in a tarot deck, 22 major arcana, 56 minor arcana. The minor cards include 16. So it's just an introduction to the tarot itself. Oh, and that's all. And that's all it talks about. Like the last paragraph, the major arcana corresponds to important growth patterns, blah, 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 blah. Then we're straight into the cards. So, and at the back, we don't have anything about the artist. We have a Celtic cross spread, and that is that. I do understand that there's a separate book for this that can expand. So with each card, we get a paragraph of description and then a divinatory meaning. I don't see reverse, and I don't think she mentions reverses. Okay. Well, I'm going to read this anyway. Minor has 16 court cards and 40 pip cards. The major cards, sometimes called trumps, describe the Fool's journey from card 0 to card 21. The Fool begins his journey innocent and eager. As he travels, he meets the archetype represented in each major card image. From these, the Fool learns the lessons of life. Upon reaching card 21, the world, he completes the cycle. As in a spiral, the Fool begins the journey again, this time with a little more knowledge than before. Minor arcana corresponds to important growth patterns and life changes on an inner and outer level. The minor cards attend to the details of life. They tell a story and describe what kind of energy is dominant in a spread. Let's go. Okay, now the card stock is US Games cardstock. It's just fine. I know they're going to shuffle well. The size is interesting. It's, hold on. It's a little bigger than Hanson Roberts. So it's, you know, it's bigger all the way around, just by a little than Hanson Roberts. And let me grab a Waite Smith. Okay, so here's a Waite Smith, same size widthwise, but shorter. Oops, okay. Okay. And we have, like I said, that double spiral. Okay. Okay. Not like I haven't looked at these cards before, so this isn't a big surprise, but as soon as I turn them over, I go, oof. I hate this background. I really do. So there's the title card. And then this one says, so now we get more of an introduction of her. The Spiral Tarot deck is dedicated to my Celtic grandmother who used to read playing cards. When I was a child, I had a cousin that read playing cards, and I wish I knew the system she did because I don't remember a thing about it. When I was a child, it was she who guided me through a perilous journey. She instilled in me the philosophy that life is like that ancient symbol, the spiral. Each phase of life has a beginning, runs its course, and comes to an end before moving to the next cycle. The ultimate aspiration is to be like the Tarot Fool, not allowing past experiences to hold us back, but embracing the new cycle with open heart and mind, each time with a little more wisdom. Kay Steventon. And yes, it's, you know, it is a spiral, and not just a single spiral. You know, there are many little turnings of many patterns and many wheels that that define a life. But the spiral, you know, each of them spirals. It comes around, we confront it with the understanding we have at that time, and then hopefully it brings us lessons and we learn and process, and then we let it go. We figure we're done, and then it comes around the next time, and you know how that goes. Oh, by the way, there's Pie Bucket. Anyhow, so like I said, the thing I really hate about the borders the most is they're not attractive. I find them jarring. I find them at odds with the images. They don't complement the images, they distract from them. And the same thing with that Celestial Tarot. There was that sky blue. And, you know, when you look at the upright and the, or, you know, face up and face down, the fronts and the backs don't connect at all. There are other decks like that. I'm thinking of, I think it's Morgan Greer with these beautiful, rich jewel tone colors, and you turn it over and it's this, you know, blue with stars, doesn't match at all. So there's that. But within the image itself, because, you know, you can't look at the front and the back of a card at the same time, but we've got this purple, and then we've got this deep red, and then a white. And I'm just imagining these gorgeous images without that border. I would be so much more able to go into the image, but the border just yanks me back out. All right. This officially endeth the border bitch. We'll see. Okay, here's the Fool, and we see a man with a little cap with the white rose, so I'm seeing some recognizable images. He doesn't look to be standing on the edge of a cliff. We can't see what he's standing on at all. There's a shadow here that looks like a little dog or cat. There are birds flying. We have celestial symbols. We have a cup, like a chalice, with these things snaking out of it. There's a Hebrew letter, which I have not learned. There is the symbol for air, and 0, and there's the tree of life. There's the Kabbalah. So we've got an angel standing over the back, and it kind of looks like the Kabbalah is repeated in the angel's dress. So we do get the idea. He's got this rod over his shoulder, but we can't see like the little pack. But the idea that he's like getting ready to set out into the unknown and that there's guidance for him. Here's the magician. Ooh, I love this. The light coming out of that finger. This really intricate wand. There's light shooting there too. His hair looks like he's run into a lot of static. You can just see the lemniscate above his head. There's a symbol for air there too. Another Hebrew letter, another tree of life. This is feeling familiar. I feel like that tree of life was, I think maybe I'm thinking of the, what am I thinking of? That's the tarot of the spirit, I think is the one I'm thinking of. Anyway, onward. So we see the air, but I don't really, there's Mercury. The robe has the Mercury symbol, and then it's got like a cup. It's sort of the cup in Eucharist, like the Ace of Cups. His robe is falling open here, and he's naked underneath. And then he's got the winged boots. There's this kind of snaky spiral. But the thing I don't see, well, I guess I do. I guess I do. Fire, air, water, and earth. There's a tree, a fruiting tree here. So we do see the elements. They're just not like condensed into a single symbol. Here's the high priestess. Oh, look at this. Is that Cerberus? There's a three-headed dog here. And now I have to see what the description says. The high priestess sits on her throne, guarded by Cerberus, the three-headed wolf. A fire burns in the Sibyl's tripod, where she sees the fools past, present, and future. Divinatory meaning is insight, self-sufficiency, using your intuition, feeling isolated or alone. So we do have familiar symbols. There's the Tree of Life again. So like every card is going to have the Tree of Life on it, which I don't really understand that, you know, because then it becomes meaningless. It's on everything. Okay. We've got the moon, the symbol for water, and, you know, the veil and all that stuff. Okay, here's the Empress. And the artwork is absolutely stunning. It's luscious. It's highly detailed, which is why I would love to see it, you know, jailbreak it from those borders. Give me a larger image because there's so much to see. She is a consummate artist. Look at the richness of color. Look at her robe with this living green. It's just beautiful. And the wheat in front of her, wheat and poppies. And we have all the elements here too. We've got the sun and the sky. Look at this blue in the sky. The colors are gorgeous. This wouldn't be a deck that you could really trim because of this. So, and I wouldn't anyhow. Foot on the moon. Here's the Emperor. Look at the difference. You know, you can really see between nature. She represents nature. He represents not the natural world. The what do I want to say? Like the devised world. I'm looking for Aries. I guess, is that Aries on his chest? Anyhow. All right. Interesting little things like sun and moon. There's something here in his sphere. The Tree of Life for him has this little, you see the sun's coming out. It was really gray and cloudy. And now the light has changed. Okay. Well, the sun is shining on the deck. That's nice. Here's the Hierophant. The symbol, what is this? The Girl Scout symbol. And this, I don't know what that hand gesture is. So I'm thinking that probably, let me take a look here. Chiron is the Hierophant. His hand is raised in priestly blessing. In his other hand lies the High Priestess's key of knowledge. There we go. A rainbow bridge links heaven and earth. There's the rainbow bridge. Speaking your truth, retaining integrity in the face of criticism, the healer, teacher, and guide. So we don't get, references to everything in the image, and I would hope in the larger book that we do, because there's a lot to see. Chiron, Virgo, there's Sagittarius. Here's the Lovers, and all those symbols make sense. Oh my goodness. All right, I'm not gonna fuck with it. So we've got sun and moon. Look how beautiful it is. Their faces are gorgeous. This beautiful embrace. So much detail in the background. I would love to know the size of the original paintings, because there is so much detail in them. The familiar with the man looking to the woman looking to the angel. Oh gosh, I do have to do something here, don't I? It might be a little bit better till the sun goes in, then I'll have to adjust it again. All right, the Chariot. The Sphinxes. There's the Tree of Life. It's on every single card. We have Cancer. We have the Hebrew letter. We have the symbol for water. Strength. I mean, I want to get lost in these images. I won't say it. Okay, Leo. Fire. The Hermit. She's beautiful. I like that she's facing directly towards us and holding up that lamp. Vesta. Earth. Just gorgeous. And look at the, you can see the movement of air. Wheel of Fortune. Here we have the fates. Jupiter, Pisces, Aquarius. Well, what we do is we see the wheel of the zodiac here. Fire. There's the Wheel of Fortune. So she is spinning the thread. She measures. She cuts. Justice. And as usual, these are very firmly embedded in Greek mythology and symbology. Justice. Beautiful. The richness of them. Hanged Man. Interesting. We have a cross. I don't know what that is. So we've got this T, that he hangs from. He creates that Tau. The cross. Look at the rainbow. So much that I can't see. Here's death. Wow. Oh, I have to say, I think I like the artwork in this deck better than the other two. It's just stunning. There's so much movement. We see like things flowing, wind blowing. Look at these souls down here in this ocean. And here's the Reaper. And with the scythe, but he's got like a cord that's maybe that's the silver cord. Oh, I don't know if you can hear that. That's our tornado sirens going off because it's 11 o'clock in the morning on a Wednesday. And this beautiful soul up here. Oh, what a great image. And then there's Temperance. Look at this. Look at the light. So beautiful. Hey, US Games. Hey, Kay. Can we get this deck without borders, please? Because, wow. What absolutely gorgeous imagery. Look at the devil. Ooh. Is that a mirror he's holding up? I mean, he's got the chains. The hand symbol. Apparently he's a Vulcan. There's like this serpentine and a trident, symbol of Earth, Capricorn. But look at this mirror. Ah, wow. The tower. I mean, that right there is such a symbol. It's like you look at it yourself in the mirror and you see things you really don't like. Devil's going, haha, I gotcha. Okay, here's the tower. The tower itself kind of gets lost in the back, but we see the two people falling. We see all those little yods coming down. Mars, fire. Here's the star. This is gorgeous. Look at those lotuses. Again, that sense of flow. The moon. Ooh. I like that she has people in cards that there aren't normally people in. So we see Maid, Mother, and Crone, I believe, here. Here's the sun. They certainly depart from Waite Smith, but just look at it. It's glorious. And Judgment. Again, that play of dark and light. Look at the shadows. We've got this bright, bright light, and even the sound coming out of the trumpet is making light, and all these people are rising up, and we see them silhouetted. That's just gorgeous. And the world. She uses color so well, which is why I get, again, very confused and dismayed at the color of the border that doesn't match it. Anyway, I broke my promise, didn't I? Okay. So we see the lion, the bull, the water bearer, and the eagle. And there are two people there. Okay, king. So we're going to go backwards through the suits. Here's the King of Swords. Wow. And again, the movement. Look at the clouds and the wind and all the wispies. It's just gorgeous. There's the Queen. She's got a no-nonsense look on her face, eh? The Knight. And yeah, she puts a lot in their faces. And look at the horse. Even the horse is wild-eyed and, so good. And the princess, look how sweet. Her little headband with the butterfly on it. She feels a lot more calm, but look at, we can see her hair getting blown. Air is certainly present there. There's the 10. Wow. Wow. Truly stunning images. Here's the 9. And we've got Pluto and Neptune and Jupiter and Moon. Saturn, I guess all the things on here. I'm not sure what this is. Maybe it's just covers drawn back, but we certainly see that anxiety. There's the 8. She's got a snake coiled around her arms, it looks like. Or no, it's just the rope that's all the way around her. But look at this end being free, so. Again, the sun, these horizontal bands take us in a slightly different direction. There's the 5. Getting out while that's the 7, sorry. I'm taking your shit and I'm getting out while the getting's good. With a little, like, fox or a cat down. That's got to be a fox. Not seen that before. And here's the 6, okay. With the angel saying this way. I really like that. I really like that because it gives the vibe of, to get yourself moving in one direction, you've got to, like, this is my vehicle. And once you get into that vehicle and get on the water, then guidance comes. We don't throw out the net till you're falling. And there's a light here, and she's guiding him. And there's the 5. Oh, yes, sore loser. You've already won. Oof. There's the 4. That's interesting. So we don't get a coffin. We just get somebody really cocooned on a couch with this blanket wrapped around. And look at this, a candle that has freshly gone out. Either she's blown it out, or that really talks about the light going out. I have no more energy. Wow, cool. There's the 3. Look at her holding this rose. So in the lamplight, we see somebody heading off in the distance, and she's kind of holding her heart here. The 2. Look at the tightrope. That's an interesting thing. I've never seen it on the 2 of Swords. 2 of Pentacles, yes. And here we don't see air moving, we see the water. Emotions bubbling up. It really does feel like the 2 of Pentacles. That's weird. Okay. Then we have the Ace. And again, it kind of feels watery. This reminds me sort of a whale's eye. Huh. That's weird. Anyhow, it's swords, so I know it's not water. Here's the King of Wands. Look at the dragon throne. And the Queen. What's she got? What have you got? Let me see if it says. Her hands are really kind of creepy. Creepy looking. All right. So the book goes... Interesting. The book goes all the aces, all the 2s, all the 3s. And the courts are separate. All right. So Queen of Wands holds the Ouroboros, all right? Symbol of time and the continuity of life in her hands. She's passionate and generous. You can't really tell that's what it is. I guess you can. It's got legs, though. You can see it's biting its tail. The sunflowers. Here's the Knight of Wands, not on a horse. This fiery landscape. I mean, I could certainly connect with this deck. This guy, for some reason, reminds me a little bit of the Old Path. Tarot, the Old Path. Here's the Princess of Wands. Look how sweet. So I kind of went over my head for the first set that it's not a page, it's a princess. Look at the baby dragon. So it's just kind of like a baby queen. How sweet. Look at the oak leaves. Here's the 10 of Wands. Yeah. That's pretty simple. The 9. The dress is interesting to me. So we go to, like, you know, this old knights in armor Renaissance-y look, but then we've got this, which is sort of like turn of the century U.S., turn of the 19th, 20th century. Interesting. He doesn't look wounded, but he's certainly in protect mode. He's protecting the wands. They're not protecting him. Here's the 8. Wow. There we see the wind. I love the landscape, this broad view she gives us of this huge maelstrom happening. Here's the 7. Kind of an Amish vibe there, I think. Interesting, but recognizable. Here's the 6, Victory. A jockey. Here's the 5. So you really don't get that idea of like play. They definitely look like they're going at each other. There's the 4. Certainly gives the feel of a wedding, but look at her again, you know, old-fashioned. And then we go back even further. So we're just kind of skipping around in styles here. There's the 3 and the 2. And then this big high rise is very interesting. So like the 2, he's just looking at the globe and he's thinking about, and we've got this, you know, maybe this is what he's imagining. And then we've got her waiting for something to come in, ships to come in. There's the wands. Oh, that's beautiful. This gorgeous hot spectrum down into cool green. And see the wand is actually growing. I like the hand reaching down. And there's the King of Cups. Wow. He is colorful too. Look at the fish. You see all these underwater plants and things. His hair is sort of floating up. Scorpio. The Queen. She looks like her garment is just made of flowing water. It's beautiful. She looks very soft. The Knight. Him too. Very soft. There's his horse. He's standing in the water. The lotus is just opening. Lots of things to key in on. And here's the princess. Look how sweet she is. I like the harp. I like any representation of music in tarot. There are not enough references to music. I mean, in the standard tarot, there are none. So here's the Ten of Cups. It's like this huge vase, amphora, whatever, and it's just overflowing. It's like the cups are coming out of it. There's the Nine. Again, sort of an Edwardian, I think. Georgian, I'm not real sure, but that sort of late 1800s, early 1900s. She's definitely looking well pleased. There's the Eight. Okay, stairs. So she is leaving. That gives that idea of leaving. The Seven. Oh, that's interesting. So we don't get different images in each cup. We just get a different color in each one, and that's sufficient, really. Look at her hand on her hip, like, Just a little gesture like that can express so much. And here's the Six of Cups. Memories. Look how we go from green, current reality, to sepia tone, the past. And again, these very old-fashioned clothes. And then we go to kind of, that's a little jarring. A little jarring. When you've got, most of the people sort of in nondescript or even in armor, or like a fantasy sort of thing. And then we get these very historically specific clothes is a little odd. Okay, so here's the Five of Cups. Oh my. And again, we see, look at the water spilling out and flowing. And look at the dynamic pose and even her fingers. It just expresses so much. Her face is in agony. But behind her, we see this light, this flowering tree, and these two cups, but she's entirely focused on what's been lost. Wow. Okay. It's kind of like, I've heard Marianne from Revealing Light call Five of Cups the little death card. It's like the death card talks about the event of death and ending. This is the emotion. It's the grieving that happens. Here's the Four of Cups, just malaise. I am bored shitless, emotionally dull. There's the Three. So look at these gowns. They're not historically specific. Look at the pumpkins. We definitely get a fall feeling there. And then we're back to these things with the yin yang, which I find kind of jarring. With this just blah blue background. And that one has kind of a blah blue background too. Huh. I mean, from this, where we have this fully realized backgrounds, to these just kind of in front of a blue screen, that's sort of, Two of Cups, and here's the Ace. Real inconsistencies. But look at this. Here's the big vase with just all kinds of stuff rushing out of it. And there's a key. There's the King of Pentacles with his bull's horns. the Queen. She's got her foot on what looks like a book. That's interesting. Doves. There's the Knight with his big, slow Shire horse. And the Princess. Look how sweet. Little daffodils around her, lots of flowers. Here's the 10. Look at the family, the ancestors going back. That's really cool. I've never seen a 10 of Pentacles that did that I recall. But look at, here we are now. Look at the ancestors coming down, and you see the babies in each level. That continuity, the lineage. Here's the 9 of Pentacles. In her garden, she doesn't have her bird, butterflies and snails. And there's the 8 of Pentacles. In the forge, actively working, honing skills. There's the 7. I like that they're planted like this. And we've got pumpkins in the back, so obviously fall, again, ready to be harvested. But these are just, you know, she's coming in to harvest. There's the 6. Interesting. It's a wedding. Look at his naked toes here. Kind of, okay. And there's like a scale. So is it a wedding or is it just a deal between these people? The scale says we're making a contract. We're making a deal. And we do have some skin tone diversity there. There's the 5 of Pentacles. Wow. Look at them just walking in the snow barefoot past this window and just looking in. Goodness. This is why I usually wait until later in the day to shoot, because when the sun's coming in. There's the 4 of Pentacles. Look at how solid and unmoving he is. Look at this little tiny window with bars on it. And his throne is a brick wall. Dang. She's really good with symbols here. Here's the 3 of Pentacles. I hope you can see the image as well. The 3 of Pentacles. So we don't get the idea of collaboration. We get performance and light shining on her. That's different. Here's the 2 in jester's clothes, like a harlequin. We've got a blooming flower and one that's either starting to open, but it looks more like it's dying. And all this very busy background. So she had the plain blue background, but she put stuff on it. Why didn't she finish those cards is what I want to know. And there's the ace. The peacocks, the tree, my stomach growling. Okay, let's give this deck a blessing. And if I'm sorry if the light was too funky or changing too much for you to see the images clearly, but you're on YouTube. I'm sure there's 100 flip throughs that you can really see the cards if you couldn't see them on mine. All right. I'm really interested to see how this reads, because it was definitely triggering my intuition. I always blow ashes everywhere. Okay. By air and fire, may you be purified and charged. And by water and earth, may you be blessed and made whole. By the sound of the bell, may the spirit within you awaken. And I send these blessings as well to the wonderful artist, Case Steventon. And I ask guides and guardians, allies and ancestors to help me with this reading. I was going to say to be present, but they always are. I've already had a chat with them this morning. And whoops, let's take the title cards off. But I offer you gratitude for your presence here and your assistance, and I offer you fresh water, and I offer you the fire of Azrael to fire up the spirit of divination in this deck. And again, I've got, I mean, they're shorter cards, so they are a little bit stiffer, but it's US Games cardstock. As you shuffle them, they're going to loosen up and they'll be great. And it's not difficult to shuffle them at all. Let's give them several more. And then we'll cut. So as you're watching this, if you have like a particular question, hold it in your mind. It'll be interesting to see, you know, if you get something that answers specifically. Probably not, but maybe you can see the reflection of my the sun coming through my ashtray there. My decades-old ashtray. Okay. So what do we need to know today? Let's do a 6-card reading. Please tell me. For my viewers, for the collective, I ask that I can actually make my tongue work in my mouth to make words. Tell us what we need to know today. Okay. So we get the Knight of Wands, the Three of Pentacles. This is good, so I can look at some of these cards that were confusing me. The Nine of Cups, the Seven of Wands, the Four of Wands, and the Seven of Cups. Interesting. All right, so we will go through until we get a major. But let's start here. And that's right, the courts are all at the end. This knight is an active, vigorous, impatient young man, but lacks staying power. As a lover, he can sweep you off your feet with his passion, but only for the moment. A surge of self-energy, desire for personal freedom, impatience, action, the will to move ahead. Okay, so, yeah. Does this describe where we are now? We're getting really impatient. We're getting really fired up. But this could also come with that little warning against burnout, against being, riding whatever surge of energy you have, but pushing it too far and maybe burning yourself out. All right, Three of Pentacles. Aces, twos, threes. There we go. A ballerina is receiving accolades for her skills. Divinatory meaning success in return for persistent and dedicated labor. Prize or award. How interesting is that? So that's different. I like that. So this is accolades. We've finished something. We've accomplished something, and we should take credit. We should take our bows, get our flowers for what we've accomplished. And then Nine of Cups. This woman is sitting on cloud 9. It has in quotes. Literally, she is. Look at, she's hovering above the landscape. There's the sun. I didn't notice that before. That's cool. This is the wish card. You are emotionally, mentally, and physically content with the world. Well, I might argue with that. But we've got, okay, so we've got this passionate surge of energy. I'm going to go through the rest of them because, taking credit for what we've done, allowing someone's thanks or gratitude or appreciation, allowing someone's appreciation to shine on us, accepting appreciation. And this is everything's cool. Okay. Then let's look at the sevens. Seven of Wands. Ooh, I got to put, that's kind of interesting. There's only one staple here, and it's down low. So we've got these pages up here that are kind of loose. I might have to pop another staple in there. All right. Seven of Wands. A wheat farmer is warding off his adversaries who lay claim to his crop of wheat. You are on top of things. Make a stand. You may be challenged. Know your rights. You're coping well and won't be taken advantage of. Okay, so I'm getting an interesting progression here. So I'll see what you think. All right, Four of Wands. A bridal couple leaves the old life behind to start their new life together. Optimism for a future, a change of residence. That's interesting. Or changes in the domestic environment for the better. What's interesting about it is that Knight of Wands here is classically a card that talks about a change of residence, especially in Hanson Roberts. But this is starting off on a new phase of life, changes in your environment, like a stabilization, because 4 is very stable. And then the 7 of Cups. A woman stands in the rain. Mist obscures her vision. Looking down, she cannot see the 7 cups or their contents. So she's looking, but she can't see them. You're at a crossroad. Choices must be made. When the mist clears, you'll know what to do. Okay, so let me see if I can sort this out. I would like a major to pull this together. Let's see what our first major is. The Magician. Okay. He's been popping up for me in personal readings. So this talks about a beginning, and this is where we have to go back to the basics. The Magician says we've got all the skill, the power, the knowledge we need in order to manifest something. It's the card of manifestation, but it says, you know, we have to actually do the magic. We've got to do the work. So this is a call to gather up your skills and to get going, to know that we have the power to make something happen. So tapping into our, they called it self-will, I think it was. The energy that we have to come in and be that knight in shining armor. The accolades and the wish card are kind of confusing me a little bit. I mean, we certainly have to be on guard here because there's encroachment going on. It's time to really look at how we can stabilize the future. But this is saying we really can't see our way forward. And see, this is what I'm looking at maybe like last summer. This is 2025, by the way. 3 of Wands, where there was a lot of accolades, a lot of light shining on the brightness of hope for the future. Same with the 9 of Cups. And then, ooh, somebody's coming to take my wheat. Got to look to my domestic situation. And we can't see the way forward. This is a confusing reading, you guys. I'm going to leave it at that because I'm not really getting this full story, and I'm not willing to go into specific current topics. What I want to know is what you think. What do you get from this reading? Let me know, please. Okay, comment below, and if you wish to, I will see you next time on a live stream, probably. Until then, this is Luna. Blessed be.